This is a one-off special because on one of our previous episodes, by the way, good evening, welcome to yet another episode, The Nation of Conversation. Joined with me, Hater Supreme, Jay Miller. Y'all already know. On one of the previous episodes, a good point came up. Should Logan Paul become WWE champion slash become the face of the company? This came as the recent Raw Netflix, episode unfolded, and we saw the announcement slash video package of Logan Paul saying to everyone, I'm now full time, I'm all in, I've done everything, now it's all about this. I don't want to taint the opinion of my fellow co-hosts, so I want them to go first. If I could just start with Hater Supreme because you used the most vocal about this. Dude, what is your opinion on the matter? Should Logan Paul ever become WWE champion? If not WWE champion, the world heavyweight champion? If yes or if no, give us your reasons why.
No, Logan Paul should never become he's never be world champion or WWE champion. I know the old idea in WWE is that level of heat is good, but where Dominic Mysterio's heat is because people don't like Dominic the character. Dominic the person seems fine. Logan Paul is legitimately a piece of shit, and he's done terrible things to people. And I don't want, even though obviously there's been wrestlers that have had those titles that have probably done terrible things as well. We are well aware of Logan's crimes. It's not like they're coming out afterwards, and I don't want him holding that championship. I don't want him staining the championship's legacy. He's a good wrestler, but there's been loads of good wrestlers that haven't been champion. And even if he's there for a long time, and he does put on good matches, and he clearly knows how to work the mic, and he understands the psychology in the industry. I don't like Logan Paul the person. That's the problem. I respect Logan Paul the wrestler, but the person I can't. And the champion's doing media scrum. He's going around, kissing the babies and signing the autographs. Or if you're the heel, you're at least you're doing extra work for the company. I don't want that guy walking around representing the WWE. It's not my company, but as a wrestling fan, you get secondhand embarrassment. Oh, who's the champion? My mom asks me, or my brothers, or my cousins, oh, you still watch WWE, mate? Who's the champion? And I say Logan Paul. They're gonna look at me like, what? And we're like, yeah, fucking Logan Paul, the title that The Undertaker once held, that Hulk Hogan once held, that The Rock held.
You can even say that with a straight face as you said that.
Yeah, he knows. Again, he knows. Yeah, I'm a customer later.
He knows. Again, Hulk Hogan's thing was the news came out afterwards, whereas we know now this is before. This is a different scenario.
Yeah, so I mean, say what you want about Hogan. The wrestling business probably wouldn't be where it is today without Hogan. But Logan does not need. WWE does not need to put all of their chips on that guy's shoulders, and I don't think he deserves it.
Okay, Jay, do you have any thoughts? Should Logan go
on? So I am not aware of Logan Paul, the person, as much as Mike is, so I can't attack him as convincingly or anything like that. My whole thing is, do I think I could envision them going as far and doing it? Unfortunately, yes. I can see them doing it. I can. The guy has clearly enough of a platform, whether you love him or hate him, to go that far at some point in time. It doesn't have to be in the near future, but if he was to stick around, could I see them going that far? Sadly, I can. Whether he's hated enough is one thing. Like, I know that he does legitimately seem to have go away heat, or just people do not like him as a person. And me personally, when it comes to people I don't necessarily like or subject matters that I don't like, I am just, ignorance is bliss for me. That's me. I don't do the whole thing where I go and find out who you are as a person if I know I don't necessarily vibe with you or like you. Like, the things that I am aware of that most people are aware of were enough to make me be like, okay, I'm not going to give you the time of day. Like I'm not a celebrity guy where I want to know more about you, especially if I don't like you. If I don't like you, that's it. Like, I can mute and move on. I'm good. But he clearly has enough of a platform. Whatever his crimes are, he's a walking free person. So, and he is where he is right now, right? So whether us lot like it or not, The guy's not only here to stay, it looks like, but could they do it? Could they pull the trigger on him at some point in time if bad things were to happen and they really need someone with marketability to some degree, whether it is bad or good, for deplorable reasons or not? Could they really do that? Unfortunately, crazy things can and do happen, so I wouldn't be willing to bet against it. Do I want to see it? No. Does it need to happen? No. Can I see it happening? Yeah.
Okay. My 2 cents on it. Hayden makes a good point. I know of not in person, but I know of Logan outside of wrestling before he got involved in the controversies that followed him. And I wondered a few things to myself. First, I wondered, could you separate the person from outside the business from the person within the wrestling ring? The answer to that right now is no. Otherwise, we would have done that for Chris Benoit, case in point. Could Logan do anything now that would be deemed as humanitarian positive that starts to at least wipe away what he's done before, that you'd think, you know what? You're a changed man. We see you take accountability, etc. I doubt that will ever happen because, again, part of his shtick is, hey, I do what I want. It's the braggadocious thing that's also a draw, and you want to see him lose. He is a good heel. Do I want to see him run a company or be the guy? Not particularly. No, because I don't feel like this decision to go full-time in WWE was out of passion for the business or such. And again, I don't know, maybe it is, but this is very conveniently timed around Netflix getting a deal. So we kind of know, hey, Netflix is coming on. Hey, I'm Logan Paul. We can do business here. All right, I'll do this a bit more full-time. Yay, look at me, wrestling, etc. It's not really, hey, I've given to the business back as a result of just loving this thing. So
yeah, it's not to push back on what you just said. Logan's not a good heel. Logan's a piece of shit. That's why people boo him. Dominic is a good heel. Finn Balor's a good heel. Drew McIntyre's a good heel. Those are people that I like, but they're or Edge when he was the rated R superstar. I liked Edge. I liked the wrestler, but he made it so easy to boo him, but not the man, the character. I am booing Logan because I actually don't want the guy on my TV. I don't want to see Logan. He's not the kind of heel where it's like, oh, Logan's the champion. I need to see what he's going to do next. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Logan's the champion. Like, it'll actually put me off watching the show. I have zero interest. If Logan picks up a mid-card title and he's floating around the mid-card so that other wrestlers can look good when he puts them over, as he should, because they've been there longer, they've paid their dues, then fine. But the company titles, the main titles where you're going to be going on like press tours or whatever, where you're going to be doing media scrums, I don't want to see Logan Paul and Jimmy Kimmel with the world title. He's not that kind of heel. There's genuine pieces of garbage in life who get places. You know, fair play to him. He's worked hard for some of the things he has, but he's also stepped on a lot of people to get there. Like one of my friends personally was scammed by him when that whole what was that thing, the crypto zoo thing? I've got it on video. He sent me it in. He sent me all the receipts. 12,000 was scammed from him, and I was like, yeah, no, fuck this guy. I no. And even saying mid-card titles, that's pushing it. And I'm only saying that because they've already done it. So that if they do it again, I'm like, you've already done it. So whatever. But if Logan wins the Royal Rumble, if he wins Money in the Bank, if he wins Elimination Chamber, I'm going to be cussing like Iron Sheik. Who, by the way, that's a good heel. Sergeant Slaughter turning heel when he went from being All-American to being affiliated with Iraq, good heel. But this guy, scumbag, not a good heel.
Now that you've said what you said, Mike, in terms of Money in the Bank, that is literally one of the easiest inserts, unfortunately. Sincerely.
Yeah, to get everyone tweeting about it. I don't like this.
Even if he doesn't necessarily choose to go for a main title, like in terms of could you see a Logan Paul with Money in the Bank? Tell me that's not unrealistic, unfortunately.
No, I could see it. We all hear respectively with what wrestling has done, and there is nothing truly off limits. They could put Logan with that title, and I've got the briefcase, and now I'm gonna cash this in whenever I want.
And obviously, it would be engagement again in terms of what Mike's saying in terms of like good heat versus like no, actually, legitimately, I'm booing you because I don't like you as a person. Yeah, that's basically Logan Paul, and we all get that. Again, I don't know that much about him, and again, I'm still not going to learn about him. Hell, I don't even care about doing this particular subject, but we're gonna do it because we're gonna do it. But yeah, it's just the fact of I can see them doing it. Please don't. But if they do, they do.
Okay. Right. I think we've covered it. None of us here right now want to see Logan Paul as champion. Mid-Carter, maybe.
I also don't want to see him fighting Cena because that's something that they're floating around, and this is Cena's last WrestleMania. And I've seen a couple people saying it could be Cena and Logan at WrestleMania, and that to me is just as bad as giving him a title match because this is Cena we're talking about, right? Cena's one of the GOATs. Don't want to see Cena's last match the way they did Kurt Angle, right? Kurt Angle's last match was against Baron Corbin. Look at how he went out. That was a sad state of affairs. As far as I'm concerned, Logan shouldn't be there. He's a spot monkey. What he did with Ricochet was cool. It was fine. It's good. Awesome replay value. But he's a spot monkey, and that is all he is to me. And I don't mean to come across as disrespectful for what people do in the ring because I can't do it. But he is not. I don't feel like people that have done the things that Logan's done, recorded a dead body in Japan, scammed people out of money. That whole bullshit with Dillian Dennis, the way he gaslights people online, the way he disrespected Mike Tyson in the ring for no reason. There's an endless laundry list with Logan Paul that you can go through. So many videos that have been done on him where there's receipts after receipts. CoffeeZilla exposes him for what he's done. I'm taking you to court. Next day, I'm sorry, CoffeeZilla. I sort of stepped out of line. Next day, I'm taking you to court, actually. It's like, bro, just I don't want to see Jake Paul Logan on my TV screen.
Genuine question. If he is as guilty for all of these things, other than money, I guess, what keeps him a free walking person?
Because the things that he's done, like you film a dead body in Japan, I don't think you can go to prison for that. It's just morally, it's bankrupt.
Right, got it.
And then obviously he does his damage control thing. I'm going to donate to a suicide prevention thing because obviously PR stunt. I'm like, okay, cool. You gave the money. That's great. But you did it to save face. The whole crypto zoo thing, people losing all that money and then him continuously saying, I'm working out how to pay it. Don't you get paid millions to box for one night? Just give the people back their money. Just give them their money back. No, I have to go through all this X, Y, and Z bullshit. All the stuff that he's been involved in, even the whole that he slept with his brother's girlfriend and they turn it into a joke. I was just like, he's not a good person. Why WWE is doing this in an era where they've got as much talent as they've ever had, and you can put those titles on anybody. It's not like we're in the 2010 to 2020 era where things were getting a bit dicey and we didn't really know if WWE was going to be okay or whatever. We're in like a golden age right now where you could put the title on 10 different people and people wouldn't be mad. So why are we wasting our time with this idiot that's been on YouTube doing dumb shit all his life?
Fair point. Right. Is there anything else pressing that you wish to express, either of you? I mean, we've all, again, made our points. I've also asked the question, is there anything he could do in the grand scheme of things to just, hey, let's change him around as a person? Like, just, okay, I've done this wrong, I've done this wrong, I've done this wrong. Here's what I'm going to do. Like, the paying off, this, like, just become a better person, learn from his past mistakes. Maybe one day he hits 35 years old, he's got 3 kids, and he suddenly has an epiphany and he's a changed man.
On the outside looking in, this doesn't he doesn't come across as a person who feels like he's done much wrong. And to be fair, me personally, again, I do not know enough about him to make that judgment. My judgment would be, I don't think he feels that he has anything to be repentful for. So, I mean, all I know is what his name of his podcast. I think that says everything you need to know. And then on top of that, yeah, just another person who does as they want because they can. Fair enough. The only way I can really keep my mind clear is by not engaging in nonsense. Like, that's how I see it. So I don't think he's trying to go that route of redemption, repenting, or whatever else. Like, I don't think that we're going to see that, or I don't think it's really a point of discussion because that's not something he's looking to do. He's very much owning what he's about, and he will continue to do so. Whatever, fair play to him.
My question is,
just happens to be
do that. If he did, is there room in your heart to change your mind about him if he did do that?
Well, okay. it's such a what if, right? Because when would it happen?
You got to give people room to change. You got to give them change.
I hear you on that. I do. But then I guess what you'd have to ask yourself as well is, are they doing it because they genuinely want to be a better person? Or is it doing it for the fact of, okay, PR, or I want things to feel and look different, aka a Hulk Hogan? Let's be real here. Like I forgive the fans. They're so forgiving. If they can forgive Chris Benoit,
and that forever and always will be.
Anyway, my point is this. Like we're digging deeper than we ever need to, because one, I don't think we're ever going to see that in the first place. Two, it's not my business whether he wants to become a better person anyway. And three, it's like his whole gimmick, his whole persona is, I do what I want, I like what I like, and I can get away with it. Cool. Fair play.
Ada.
No, there's nothing like I'm not like I can be forgiven to a point, but Logan's so rich and so powerful that any sort of things that he does for redemption is going to be a PR stunt, and it'll probably come off the back of him doing something else stupid and having to apologize for it. It won't be organic where he's just like, yeah, I've just quietly been donating money to a particular cause. I've quietly been building wells for the pygmies somewhere. Like, he's not going to be doing any of that. He's going to be, looking out for number one, which is fine. Most people do that. But on top of that, also shitting all over people. On top of that, being given opportunities in the WWE. So why should I apologize? On top of that, fighting whoever he's set up to fight. I think Conor McGregor is meant to be a $250 million contract coming up. What's he got to be sorry for? He's the villain and he won at life. So all I can do here as a normie is look at him, not from a point of jealousy or anything, but as from a point of I can see what's going on here. You won at life. You're a piece of shit. It is what it is. You won. Like, fair play to you, won. But there's no forgiveness from me. He's a grown man. He's continued to act like a dickhead. Yeah, okay, he can beat people up now. He's a trained boxer and he's in the WWE and has been champion. Fair play to him. I'm not going to shit on his accomplishments, but let's not forget all the bad things he's done. Jay Miller don't even know all the bad things he's done, and he's seen enough to say, yeah, I don't really like the guy. Now imagine me, where like I've been following the whole situation, hearing it from other people, having a friend that was involved in Crypto Zoo. Now my friend is obviously stupid for getting involved in Crypto Zoo, but there's some personal responsibility there. But still, he still did what he did to all those people. So no, there's no room in my heart to forgive him at all.
Those of you lurking in the background, watching this on replay on YouTube, never forget those crypto things. It's always a gamble. No matter what anyone tells you, how certain it is, who's behind it, who's pushing it, Hawk Tour, etc. It's always a gamble.
Who in the
don't do it to yourself, Mike. Don't do it to yourself, Mike. I promise you, don't. It's not worth it.
It's Hawk Tour. Like, are you stupid or something? I'm not even mad at her. I'm mad at the people that did it. I'm mad at them. We're not going to get into it. I'm going to be here.
We're not going to get into it. We can do this as a separate national conversation, a non-wrestling special, but that's a lot to unpick. Yeah. Is there anything else pressing about
those people in the ring with Hardcore Holly and just let him beat the piss out of them for being so dumb? And that's how you connect it to wrestling. Give them Bob Holly. Just let Bob Holly do what Bob Holly does to them.
I ain't condoning Holly either, but go on.
With that being said, people, we have unpacked this topic. We are fine. Thank you for joining us. If you felt like we was too harsh, if you feel like our opinion was wrong, or you agree with it or such, please feel free to leave a comment, get involved in a conversation, etc. We will see you when we see you. Take care. Have a good evening. Have a great weekend, or whenever you've seen this. See you when we see you.